Around here. He's won the surfboard before, but the bloke does live on a farm. He's been waiting for that 5 o'clock wave and he's damned for a couple of years and it's never come. It's more about the prestige.
Chuck him in the bathtub. Give it a whirl there. Has been a great run though, hasn't it? Coming off the back of a top tenner at Bathurst. The man behind him coming off this second position. Whincup goes on the inside of Scaife.
Seventh now. Whincup
gets another point.
Pretty good recovery. By grabbing Mark Scaife there and moving up that extra spot, that gives him extra points, and the point on that issue is that he jumps back up into the round lead. That's going to keep on seesawing until we get to the end of this. That could be a long tail.
Is that the point?
That's the point. Oh, yeah, I can start to tank myself up there.
What are you trying to make? Here he goes again. This time it's Canto.
Some brake performance in that car, or grip or ride or combination of all of the above, but it's really working well.
So he rodeoed it through the exit of turn 8. Carried so much speed in after overtaking Dean Canto. So Jamie Whincup started this lap in 8th. He'll end it in 6th.
4 to go, Jamie, 4 to go. Doing a fantastic job, mate. Caution with Courtney, he's a bit loose.
0.7 of a second is the difference between first and second. Between Stephen Richards and Jason Richards. Russell Ingall third, Bargwanna is 4th. Courtney 5th. As I mentioned, Whincup now 6th.
Just warned car 88. We're going to show him the bad sportsmanship flag for consistently hitting the apex tyres. So Jamie's going to have to be careful from this point. Both Courtney and Jason Bargwanna running a little defensively into 3. So Whincup tried to use the entry space and crisscross. That didn't work. He's going to be a bit careful there because Dean Canto will have a piece of that action if he leaves the hole.
Nice and smooth. You are currently P1 for the weekend.
That's right. That puts him to 52 points. Garth Tander down in 15th. He's overall on 50 points.
Notice that at Triple 8 they make sure the drivers are very well informed. So the message, the subtext of that is don't do anything silly.
Whack goes the barriers again, and Scaife's got dramas.
Tail shaft or gearbox that's got a bit of a shake in it. It's smoking. He may have to pull it over. What a shocker of a weekend.
He's going okay until there. Well, it was starting to come back anyway.
Well, he was 8th across the line on the last lap. And when you consider where he started from this weekend, it wasn't a bad performance. Oh, look at that. The run up to the turn 7 chicane, and it's all gone pear-shaped there for Mark Scaife.
They think it's the gearbox, Neil. They think it's the gearbox and it's just shattered. They think that's what Rob Starr has just told me now.
So we're on lap 25 of 27. It's been a typical Gold Coast weekend. Lots and lots of damage. Good flat-out racing. It's not done with yet. Bargwanna, Courtney, Whincup. Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? Bargwanna's the big loser out of it. He had to control it really, really tough.
This is going to be bad.
Still going, and Whincup spins, gets hit by Canto.
It's all bad from about 10 seconds ago. You can smell that coming.
As quick as you can.
Roland Dane's not going to be thrilled watching these pictures.
Pit switch, mate.
That's Mark Dutton. The man who you hear talking to Jamie, and that's Roland Dane, team principal at Team Vodafone.
The minute I saw Jamie that far to the left on the braking approach to turn 3, it's filthy side of the racetrack, and he's trying to make an opportunity, of course.
Well, it starts here at turn 3. Everybody's a little bit loose by now. A shove into turn 4, a spin. Yet again, Craig Lowndes has managed to escape all the disaster zone. So it's all over the shop by here.
So, Dean Canto it was, I think, that actually made the contact with Jamie in the end.
Well, Canto also made contact with the Jim Beam car of Steve Johnson as well.
And Steve Johnson's car's got a broken Watts link in the rear suspension, so they'll have to bring the Jim Beam car in.
Oh, thought he had the move, then saw it all fall apart. Asked the question on the way into turn 3, who'd be the winners and who'd be the losers. There were more losers than winners out of that.
Yeah, that was a very unfortunate sequence.
How's the car, mate? Is it running all right?
No, Mark, we're all over, mate. Coming, idling into pits. Our day's done.
Gee, that's going to hurt.
Well, the pressure right on for Jason Bargwanna now, who was just a star just a couple of minutes ago, involved in that tangle, now has a deflating tyre. So you're seeing it really graphically starting to move around on its tyres and tarmac at the moment. He's struggling.
The bloke behind him, car 16, Garth Tander, is now in control of the round points.
He's going to make a move here on Bargwanna. Got him.
So with Whincup out of the picture.
You wouldn't believe that it'd play back so well for Garth Tander in this race 3 scenario, would you? Wow. Look at all this chaos.
So Dean Canto got all sorts of mess. Now his front guard gets collected on the way through by Rick Kelly. It's hanging all over the place.
That's what you call loose body work.
Yeah. And look at poor old Stephen Johnson just limping up the left-hand side of the track. He was caught with nowhere to go, got squeezed, the Watts link gone.
I think Rick Kelly's favoured quite well out of all this as well, because he's up to 7th now. Craig Lowndes is 8th. This is all the last time through. Just need to make sure that this all makes sense after they cross the control line.
I'll tell you the order. Stephen Richards has gone past. Jason Richards 1.7 seconds behind. Ingle 3rd. Courtney 4th. 5th belongs to Mark Winterbottom. Kelly is now up into 6th. Craig Lowndes in 7th. McConville 8th. Tander in 9th. Jason Bargwanna back to 10th. And for the overall round scenario, Garth Tander on 57 points. Russell Ingall on 49. Jason Richards and Jamie Whincup on 40. But something else to think about. Stephen Richards is going to win his first race of 2007.
Yes, and the likelihood of anything changing for Jason in 2nd, and of course we know what's happened to Jamie Whincup, is that not much is going to occur there, so they'll stay on 40 points, but that'll mean Jason is the higher placed driver in race 3, so he'll prevail in that little stoush, and that'll give him theoretically overall 3rd, but it isn't done yet.
It's never done yet. The wow entry of Max Wilson carrying a bit of damage as well. He leads this train involving Will Davison, Bargwanna, Murphy.
I don't know that it would be possible for it to be a tougher sequence of events than a 1,000k race at Bathurst. This track, which always produces damage, and then an overseas race in 2 weeks.
Talk about fighting back. FPR have done it. Throughout Stephen Richards. His first win of the season and first here on the streets of Surfers Paradise.
3 points difference to third, mate.
Jason Richards 2nd, Russell Ingall 3rd. It's been a terrific weekend for the Enforcer. And the overall round victory is about to come into view. It will go to Garth Tander yet again.
Matty, one of the big losers out of that was Jamie Whincup. Jamie, you're on such a charge.
Yeah, I've only got myself to blame. I Locked a wheel while leading down into turn 3, and I got back in the pack, and I was doing my best to come back through and get some points, but got involved in an incident which, as I say, I shouldn't have been back there.
Championship.
Who knows? I don't know. I haven't had a look, but it's certainly no good DNFing, that's for sure. So very disappointing. We were on for a good weekend, but I guess you say that to motorsport.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Certainly is. It's been like that for all categories. That's what this circuit does. It leaves behind a trail of disaster, but it always provides terrific racing. Congratulations to Stephen Richards. FPR have done it tough, but they've come back here. We will put the championship into perspective after this. Second place for Jason Richards in race 3. It was an 8th place for Garth Tander, but a bank of 58 points for the weekend, which means he will stand at the top spot on the podium. Good performance from Stephen Richards, and a great weekend from Russell Ingall, who was absolutely exhausted when he jumped out of the car. Rick Kelly pushed his way through the field. Craig Lowndes had his dramas. Tander, their 8th, so crucial in terms of the championship because it keeps him in the picture. And DNFs for Canto, Whincup, Johnson, Scaife, and quite a few others as well. Like I said before, that's exactly what happens at this circuit at Surfers Paradise. Take a look at this. Boy, has that been a hard day. A hard weekend.
Yeah, Russell really had to dig deep for all 3 races this weekend. Here's the points for the round on the Armour All scoreboard. And in the end, after we were talking about all the onesie-twosies, it ended up Garth Tander by a fair old chunk.
It's like a game of tennis. In the end, advantage Tander. Time for the podium presentation of that surfboard. Here's Mark Beretta.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, a magnificent Lexmark Indy 300 here on the Gold Coast once again. Beautiful weather. And the Sports Minister for Queensland who joins us here, I'd like you to welcome the Honourable Judy Spence to say a few words. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Well, it's just fabulous to have the V8 cars here. I'm sure you'll all agree we've had fantastic 4 days on the Gold Coast. This is the biggest motorsport event in Australia, and it's been a wonderful 4 days of weather and fun and great driving and racing on the Gold Coast. Thanks to all the V8 teams, you've been magnificent. We hope to see you all back here next year. Thanks to the fans and the sponsors, you help make this, I think, the best event in Australia. Thanks very much.
Minister, thank you very much. Time to hand out the surfboards now. Ladies and gentlemen, in 3rd place for Tasman Motorsport, Jason Richards. In 2nd place for Caltex Racing, Russell Ingall. And for the 11th round of the year, our winner here at the Gold Coast for Toll HSP, ladies and gentlemen, Garth Tander. Garth, congratulations. A great weekend, a couple of wins early on, and then you really had to fight in race 3.
Yeah, what a race. You want entertainment, there you go, fair dinkum. Great job by our guys. Obviously we had a bit of a drama in that last pit stop, but the car had so much speed that we were able to fight back, and obviously we were a little lucky at the end there with all that, whatever was going on up in front. I couldn't see, there was smoke, but thanks to our guys here at the circuit, thanks to all our guys back at the workshop in Clayton, and congratulations to Holden on their 175th victory.
Garth, congratulations. And if we can ask Jason Richards, Russell Ingall and Garth Tander to take the podium with their surfboards. Congratulations.
Pretty spectacular end of the day, to the weekend in fact. Garth Tander last won the overall round here in 2001, which was the last non-championship round. What a celebration. of good, solid, tough racing. Tander, Richards and Ingle on the podium. So this is how the championship now stands after round 11. Remember, we've got Bahrain, we've got Tasmania, and we've got Phillip Island still to come. I said at the very start of this weekend, Neil Crompton, you get the feeling that this championship is going to go all the way to the wire again.
Yeah, we're right in that phase of the series now where we talk about races to go, points available, the points relativity to each other. It's really critical now, and it's going to keep on being a seesaw story all the way to early December.
Australia's biggest motorsport party. It's not over yet.
Late for your arrival. You know I forgive you every single time. Retreat, retreat, I've fallen at the low tides. Oh, retreat, retreat, me.
Very, very encouraging signs with 3 rounds left for Garth Tander, who's been so consistent throughout 2007 in the V8 Supercars, and we leave behind another spectacular sight for another year and wait for 12 months' time when we come on back and do it all again for the Lexmark Indy 300. 314,000 people here across the 4 days of the carnival to see some pretty amazing racing. Still blown away by Will Power's pole lap in the Champ Cars. Still blown away by some of the incidents in the V8 Supercars. The drama with Mark Winterbottom being excluded. Tander's great run in the first 2 races. And then, not to mention Ingle versus Murphy versus Ingle versus Murphy.
It was just a recurring nightmare for them both, wasn't it? They'll wake up in the middle of the night tonight and they'll think it's the other bloke alongside me again. It was a great performance by those fellas, and they really gave bone marrow to get to the end there. And you could see Russell's face as he got out of the car after the race. He was just completely worn out. But great motor racing. I think a worthy mention here also, Jason Richards for Tasman Motorsport worked really hard, made a mistake in qualifying, clawed his way back. That's an excellent result. And in fact, for Tasman, both their cars, even though Greg Murphy made that little mistake, you can really say that they're on the up. They're performing well for Holden. It's taken them a while to come to terms with it. Craig Lowndes telling his story. There'll be plenty of stories as a result of the 3 races here this weekend, because this place just throws up so many weird and wonderful variables. The unfortunate part of it all is there's a lot of damage and a lot of cost attached to what we've just seen.
Don't forget to check in with V8 Extra. It's regular time and you'll get a full wrap-up of this weekend. Also Bahrain coming up, and of course still ahead on 7, the Melbourne Cup Carnival. There is James Courtney. We've had a terrific weekend at the Lexmark Indy 300. Hope you've enjoyed it too. We'll see you next time.